a body right to the short.
New York Yankees baseball is sponsored by the Toyota Camry, the #1 selling car in America. Toyota every day. Based on the R&L Polk 1997 total passenger car registration. And by Corona Extra, change your whole attitude. By Chase, where the right relationship is everything. And by Nobody Beats the Wiz. For total home entertainment, nobody beats the Wiz, a Cablevision company. Well, a beautiful day here at Yankee Stadium as the flowers are still blooming. Joe Torre is, well, he's not feeling 100% today. He's got a bit of a cold, along with a couple of other Yankees. Tim Raines is also suffering from the flu, along with Tino Martinez, who is not in the lineup today. As we talk about the lineup, let's take a look at it for the Blue Jays, brought to you by Corona Extra Beer. It's Stewart, Green, Canseco, Delgado, Cruz Jr., Fernandez, Fletcher, Graybeck, and Gonzalez.
Here's the New York Yankees starting defense. Leday, Williams, O'Neill in the outfield, Girardi, Knobloch, Jeter, and then we've got Scott Brocious playing first base, and in his place at third base, Mike Lowell. You can play the infield, you can play first, third, play it all around.
And Mike Lowell, you've heard his name mentioned quite a few times, especially in trade talk, but he is really coming up to the Yankee organization in a hurry and putting up some big numbers for a third baseman, especially in a home run and also the RBI department. We'll talk more about him as this game progresses. Right now, Joe Torre looking for win 104, and David Cone looking for win number 20. And if David wins today, he will be the first in baseball to reach the coveted win number 20.
You know, Bobby, when you look at that 3.49 ERA, who would have thought after 3 games that ERA would be that low? The impressive thing about David Cone this year, the league's only hitting .227 off of him.
Well, the first batter is Shannon Stewart, the left fielder. And the first pitch to Cone is a little bit up high and outside. Stewart, the speedster who leads off and sets the tone for this Blue Jay ball club. Batting .279 with 9 home runs and 47 RBIs. Another pitch up high, and Cone will fall behind 2-0. Who would have ever thought that David Cone in the month of September would be going for number 20, the first of the major leagues? That pitch is hit pretty well into the gap, right center field. Bernie Williams giving chase. Paul O'Neill looking up, and it's out of here. A 2-0 pitch from David Cone, and Shannon Stewart, with his 10th home run of the year, puts the Blue Jays in front 1-0. Stewart has homered in 3 of his last 5 games, make it now 4 of his last 6.
Bobby, he took Arabu about the same location on the plate for the home run to put the 5th run and the winning run up on the board the other night. And he did the same thing with David Cone. Shannon Stewart likes the ball out over home plate where he can extend those big, strong arms.
And Cone, who had fallen behind 2-0, put the pitch where Shannon Stewart likes it. So that'll bring up Sean Green, another young hitter in this Blue Jay lineup for Tim Johnson. Green with big numbers, 32 home runs and 90 RBIs. Has found a home in right field and is playing every day for Johnson. And he is producing. That's pulled foul to the right side. Now Cone has reversed it. He is 0-2 on Green. Let's take another look at that home run.
Watch where the ball is, right out over home plate where he can extend those arms and likes to hit the ball to right center field.
Right-handers hitting only .205. Left-handers hitting a little bit better. That's the breaking ball. Just stuns Green. So Cone will get his first strikeout.
0-2 backdoor curveball. Ball was right on the plate. John Hirschbeck said, "I like it." Sean Green was fooled.
Well, my point being, as Jose Canseco steps in with his 42 home runs, and he picked up his 100th RBI yesterday. That's the 6th time in his career that he has reached 100 RBIs, and actually it's the first time since 1991. That was the last time that he drove in 100 plus. So Canseco is beefed up again and still hitting home runs. And that pitch just outside, and Cone has fallen behind, 2 balls and no strikes. Now, you take a look at Jose Canseco. They've got him listed at about 240 pounds. And Canseco this winter said that the most important thing that he wanted to do was not to lift weights and build the upper body anymore. He wanted to work on his lower body so that could take some of the strain off of his back and keep him from getting those back spasms so much. You couldn't tell it by looking. Oh, could you? That's a fastball thrown by Canseco. Now it's 2-2.
You know, Bobby, you look at a lot of these guys that lift the real heavy weights, and they get so big up in the upper body, and that's where you want to try to throw Jose Canseco. Kind of like you've got to throw Shannon Stewart. You've got to take those big biceps and everything out of his picture. You've got to jam him. But the guys that lift the weights, they seem like they have the bad backs.
Well, he got him, and that's the second strikeout for Cone. Number 141 for Canseco, who leads the American League in strikeouts.
I don't know what Jose was looking for, but that was just a fastball that started off the plate outside and tailed back over the plate. And really think Jose was looking for a slider or something to break away, and that time the ball just came in over the plate.
So after giving up the home run, Cone has struck out the following 2 batters as Carlos Delgado steps in. The Blue Jays come in with an 80-68 record, and they are now only 4 games back of the Boston Red Sox in that wild card chase, and have played better baseball than anybody since the All-Star break. Strike 1 to Delgado. Delgado, the second captain in Blue Jay history. He was named captain this year, and he puts up captain numbers for Toronto. In fact, the last time that we were in Skydome, he hit the longest home run ever in the history of Skydome in right field. I think it went into the 5th deck. It was off Andy Pettit. So he's got a lot of power. And pretty good swing there as he fouls it back out of play. So Cone now working in front of Delgado, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Andy Pettit will look on today with sunglasses on. It is a bright, sunshiny day. And he will look on because he was the last Yankee to win 20 games. He won 21 a few years ago, and David Cone looking for number 20 today. There he got him. The breaking ball, the same one that he threw Green to strike him out. So Cone, well, he just notches up the belt a little bit after that home run and strikes out the side. Blue Jays lead it 1-0.
Now get free unlimited airtime to any one number from Bell Atlantic Mobile. The best value in wireless. Now at Nobody Beats the Wiz, a Cablevision company.
The strike's over and we're back with leftovers that were just built. It's Chevy's one-of-a-kind model year-end clearance. Lisa just built leftover 98 Blazer for $299 per month, 36 months with $699 due at signing. Or buy and get $2,500 cash back. Buy a leftover 98 Malibu and get $1,250 cash back. Get $1,500 on Chevy Venture or choose 0.9% APR financing. Just built leftovers are arriving daily. It's the one-of-a-kind model year-end clearance, so shop Chevy.
Ma'am, you ordered a pizza?
Yes, I did.
Let's go, boys.
Everybody in the pizza business is looking for a way to deliver oven-fresh pizza. Domino's has a better idea.
Man, we'll need that back.
The new Domino's Heat Wave, the only delivery bag that's like a portable oven. Now Domino's pizza is hotter, bubblier, and more delicious than ever. Get a large with up to 3 toppings for just $9.99. Domino's, delivering a million smiles a day.
Hey,
Yankee fans, catch one of the most heated rivalries in baseball when the Yankees take on the Boston Red Sox for a 2-game set on Monday, September 14th and Tuesday, September 15th, both at 7:30. Be a part of the action down the stretch and help cheer on your favorite team. Tickets are on sale now at the stadium ticket windows Monday through Saturday 9 to 5 and Sunday 10 to 5. Tickets are also available at Ticketmaster, the Yankee Clubhouse stores, and on the web at www.yankees.com.
Well, back at the stadium on a beautiful afternoon here in September. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Yankees, brought to you by Corona. And it's changed up a bit for Joe Torre. Knobloch is back in the lineup today. Jeter, O'Neill, Williams, Posada, the designated hitter. Mike Lowell makes his first start at third base today. Ricky Leday back out in left field. Brocious will move from third to first base, and Girardi will do the catching.
Toronto starting defense: Stewart, Cruz, Green in the outfield. Fletcher, Delgado, Graybeck, Gonzalez, and third base, Tony Fernandez. Tony Fernandez, Joe Torre said today, Tony, why don't you take a day off?
No,
you're killing us.
You're killing everybody. Well, this young man here, he's only 22 years old, and he is rising fast as one of those guys that's going to be like Roger Clemens. Kelvin Escobar, only 22. And he has made 7 quality starts for Toronto. It's a 1-1 count to Knobloch, a young man that they thought was going to be their closer, was pitching him out of the bullpen. And now he has found a home starting every 5 days at only 22 with a terrific arm. Up high for a ball.
He has four pitches, throws the ball 95 plus, but as a reliever you really can't use all those pitches, so you were bound to just do like fastball slider.
Chopped fairly deep in the left center field. Shannon Stewart, he's got speed, and it's off his glove. He caught up with it. Knobloch go around second. He'll head to third, and he'll make it. Stewart had the speed to catch up with it in left center field, but he couldn't hang on to it. So a leadoff triple for Knobloch.
Watch this. The ball is not a strike by any stretch of the imagination. Now that ball was about chin high, and Chuck Knobloch just chopped down on it. Shannon Stewart made a long run, and that's tough, isn't it, Bobby, when you're running like that and your eyes are bouncing and you're going about 30 yards and you stick your glove out and the ball hits and then bounces out of it. Chuck Knobloch didn't slow down one bit. He knew he had at least a double, but Shannon Stewart's great speed caught up with that ball.
So a break for the Yankees as Jeter steps in. Jeter has been in a bit of a slump ever since he hit a couple of home runs up in Boston. Derek was 1 for 4 yesterday, breaking and snapping a 0 for 14. And only 3 hits in his last 22 at-bats. And he sends this one high and kind of shallow in center field. Cruz has a pretty good arm. Knobloch's got good speed. The throw, and here comes Knobloch. And the Yankees will tie it up. So Jeter got enough of it. And the Yankees strike back quickly here in the bottom of the first inning.
Bobby, I'm surprised that Escobar didn't try to pitch lower in the strike zone. But Cruz has a good arm. He was coming in on the ball. All of his momentum was going towards the plate. And you saw Chuck Knobloch sliding to the inside and then reaching his right arm out and just tagging home plate as he slid by.
So the Yankees, who have plenty of troops sitting on the bench just in case Joe Torre needs them. As Paul O'Neill will step in. O'Neill takes one up high.
Bobby, the point I was trying to make about Escobar, when he pitched out of the bullpen, he was limited to 2 pitches. And now starting, he can use 4 pitches and seems to thrive on that.
And that pitch fouled back and out of play.
Conversely, Robert Person, who is their closer now, as a starter, couldn't throw the ball over the plate. And as a reliever, they're bringing him in out of the bullpen, and he's throwing strikes all the time. You tell me what.
Well, Escobar had pitched so well last year out of the bullpen that the Jays made that big trade when they sent Timlin and Spoljaric, two key guys out of their bullpen. They sent them to Seattle. They got Jose Cruz Jr., who is an up-and-coming superstar. Randy Myers, when Randy Myers came over as a free agent, they thought, well, what are we going to do now with Escobar? Maybe he'll just do the setup job. Lofted down the left field line, and that'll be in the stands. Well, Randy Myers is no longer there. But, you know, Escobar had some arm problems last year. And I was talking to Mel Queen, and he was saying that Escobar was having some problems and some soreness in his shoulder, getting up, getting down. And so they said, well, you know, maybe we ought to try to start him and see if we can take more of his potential and put it to use. Boy, has it ever come to the forefront as O'Neill grounds out.
You know, in '97, he had his elbow scoped during the spring and then started the season off on the DL and came back. Well, you know, you're talking about the shoulder up and down. The reason the Yankees made Righetti from a starter to a reliever is he had trouble with his shoulder, and they figured that they could get more out of him out of the bullpen.
Well, it is Bernie's birthday today, so there's some happy birthday signs in the stands. Another good crowd on hand as Bernie Williams, who took yesterday off. All kinds of signs here at the stadium wishing Bernie a happy birthday today. He's having a tremendous year, leads the American League in batting average at .341. There it is. Mo Vaughn now has moved into second, and Jeter has dropped to fourth, or at least tied for third, with Pudge Rodriguez down in Texas. So this is not the time of year, if you're going for a batting title, to go into a slump. No balls and 2 strikes now for Bernie Williams. 91 RBIs. And Bernie certainly has a tremendous opportunity to reach 100 again. Yankees with Paul O'Neill, 110. Martinez, 100+ RBIs. He leads this team. And Bernie would like to reach that century mark.
If Bernie hadn't spent 31 days on the DL, he would be there by now.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Escobar, striking out Bernie Williams. So the Yankees are gone, but touche. The Yankees come back with a run here at the bottom of the first, and we're all tied at 1.
Goodbye, 1999.
There are a lot of people preparing for the year 2000.
Ammo, food, Mitsubishi big screen.
Or the year 00, depending on your point of view. So is Nobody Beats the Wiz.
Nobody panic. This is what we prepared for.
Right now, get a brand new Mitsubishi big screen and pay nothing until January 2000. Happy New Millennium. From Nobody Beats the Wiz, a Cablevision company.
Yeah, peachy.
Sports cars are great if you're into leather and chrome. But let's hope you're not into wood. Presenting Sonoma by GMC. Vortec power and a choice of 4 different tuned suspensions to make sure you never get bored. Sonoma by GMC, where sports car meets pickup. Now get Sonoma with 0.9% APR financing or $2,000 cash back on all 98 models during the GMC Summer Sell Down at your GMC dealer today.
Want to color your gray beard or mustache and look natural? Get Just for Men Gel.
You look so natural, no one can tell with Just for Men Gel.
Brush in and in 5 minutes, gray is gone.
No one can tell with Just for Men Gel.
Contemporary folklore passed on as a true story. This is what we call an urban legend.
On September 25th.
Isn't there another story about a guy with an axe hiding in a woman's backseat?
The legends.
What is he going to do next? Spider eggs and bubblicious?
Are coming to life.
Why isn't anyone listening to me?
Call 911!
This girl, she could have been any one of us.
Everything you heard is true. Urban legend. Rated R. Opens everywhere September 25th.
Well, back here at Yankee Stadium, I bet you are wishing you had a pair of glasses just like that woman. Well, fans, here's your chance to look like your favorite Yankee player. Now you can purchase authentic hats, jackets, and T-shirts right on the web. You can visit the official Yankee website at Yankees.com to purchase Yankee items from keychains to authentic on-the-field caps. It's all available on the web, and credit cards are accepted. And I will remind you that transactions are secured on that, too. And this is Jose Cruz Jr. leading off here in the second inning. Cruz now with 9 home runs, 38 RBIs, and here in 1998, kind of an eye-opening for this young player. They sent him back to the minor leagues. Get himself straightened out again, and different perspective. That's past Brocious down the right field line. It'll be 2 for sure, as O'Neill will dig it out. A leadoff double for Cruz here in the second inning.
I'm sure David Cohn's wondering, hey, wait a minute, this is a pretty good pitch right here. The ball's right on the inside corner, about thigh high, and he just sneaked the ball inside the line out of Scott Brocious's reach.
Well, it's one thing to play on the other side where it's called the hot corner, but when Brocious is playing first, it's a little bit different, and you get a different angle from the ball coming off the bat.
Did you ever play first base?
No. I did in winter ball one time. I went down and got a first baseman's glove and thought maybe I would play in I think it was 83. Tony Fernandez. Well, to stop babbling, no, I didn't. Should I?
You could have.
You know what I didn't like over there was the pitcher throwing back across his body. That'll be out of play off to the left side. I mean, you can't take your eye off of the pitcher when there's a guy on first base. I mean, if you just kind of look and glance a little bit, he could be firing over at you.
Or if you get a left-hander with a real good pickoff move, they can pick the first baseman off, too.
I mean, a la Andy Pettitte? Yeah, really. He may have to do one of those defensive replacements. 1 ball, 1 strike to Fernandez, who has been just a Yankee thorn in the side. Yesterday, he had the big hit, the triple that scored a couple of runs, as David Wells took the loss here at the stadium. That's a call strike. Now it's 2-2. So Fernandez, the last couple of days, he is 4 for 8 with 3 RBIs, including a home run. Cohn in what was a terrific matchup in Boston against Pedro Martinez. Well hit into right field, coming in O'Neill. It will fall in front of him. Cruz had to hold up to make sure that O'Neill didn't catch it. So first 2 men are on. Nobody out, and Fernandez continues to hit here at Yankee Stadium.
Coney tried to backdoor Fernandez, and you saw that ball had a little too much of home plate. It started on the plate and then broke over, and Tony Fernandez just flipped the barrel of the bat. Nice little line drive to right field. The ball skipped on Paul O'Neill.
You know, that's the same pitch that Cruz got his double on that little spinning breaking ball. And normally Cohn uses the split-fingered fastball to get the left-handed batters out. This is Darren Fletcher fouling one out of play.
You know, I think people or pitchers with splits are much more effective right-handers to left-handed hitters. Rick Aguilera, the great closer for the Twins, is less effective against right-handers because he has to throw fastball slider.
Well, that's the advantage of being a switch hitter too, you know, because you can turn around and you would rather have that breaking ball breaking into you than away from you. I mean, I would.
Especially if it's hanging.
Especially if it's hanging at Yankee Stadium. Outside for a ball. That'll even the count up at 1-1. Cohn has always had that knack, though. If he doesn't have, you know, great stuff, he always seems to figure out a way to get the hitters out and keep the Yankees in the game. And the first couple of innings, I think, well, in the first inning, the first batter, he didn't seem to be popping the fastball that good. He came back, made some kind of adjustment, struck out 3 after that. Here in this inning, the fastball doesn't seem to be there, and especially the breaking ball. That's the breaking ball again, and it's foul.
You know, Bobby, we had a pitcher on the White Sox, Gary Peters, big left-hander, said anybody can pitch in the big leagues when they have their best stuff. But it's the pitchers that learn how to pitch when they don't have their best stuff. You learn how to get by for 6, 7, 8 innings. That is the true major league pitcher. How do you do it? He said that's the trick of pitching. You've got to figure out what you as the individual has to do.
Well, you know, that goes along with life too. I mean, everybody can handle success. I mean, we all,
sure,
you know, we all can handle that. How about the adversity? It's how you react to that. Lofted down the left field line, but it'll curve foul. So Fletcher hanging tough on a 1-2 count.
David needs a strikeout right here, and he's going to go with his strikeout pitch. I believe he's going to, Bobby, try to go backdoor curveball again and try to really make a perfect pitch on the outside corner.
The runner will take off at first. Girardi's throw is in time. What a nice tag by Derek Jeter. Cruz will hold at third, and that will take some pressure off. Good throw by Jeter, but even a better play. I mean, a good throw by Girardi, but an even better play by Jeter.
Well, he got a perfect throw. Fernandez had a good jump, but the ball was high and inside, and that's perfect. A good high fastball. Flip the ball. Good throw. Good tag. Now the Yankees pull the infield in to cut the run off at the plate.
And the 2-2 pitch, I think that's the first split finger that he's thrown in the game so far. It's down low and outside. Now it's 3-2. As we take a look at the strikeout leaders in the American League, Roger Clemens. And this is updated, including the 3 strikeouts that he has in the first inning. A little chopper, just as good as a strikeout because it holds the runner at third, and now there are 2 out. That's the kind of swings that you want left-handed hitters to get off of you.
Especially with the runners on third base, where all he has to do is put the ball out into the outfield. And that's the toughest ball for a pitcher to get. A ball that is hit harder is much easier to field, but it's that bouncer that comes in, and it's so easy not to get down low enough and have the ball trickle between your legs. It's easy and it's embarrassing.
You know what, TJ, I have always been one of those guys that used to tell the manager with a runner on first base and I was ahead in the count, if I was the batter, I was only going to swing at my pitch. And if you were sending that runner, you better be careful because he possibly could get thrown out. I don't really like that play because it takes the hole away from first and second. And there's always that distinct possibility that the guy's going to get thrown out. And that's what's happened.
Well, Tim Johnson brought up in the Dodger organization and likes to run at every opportunity, likes to hit and run. He picked a chance, thought that he could get runners at second and third and maybe steal a couple runs early in the game because he knows David Cone, when he gets into his rhythm, is going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, but Tony Fernandez is not Lou Brock, and he's not Ricky Henderson, and he's not Shannon Stewart.
That's true.
And it's not like really stealing a base. It's like running as the ball is being delivered towards home plate. You don't really get that good a jump. Up high for a ball. Now it's 1-1. Grayback has stabilized second base now for Tim Johnson. As you take a look at the alignment and the way the Yankee defense plays against Grayback. Straight away and fairly shallow in the outfield. Only 2 home runs. That pitch is inside. Now it's 2-1. Talking about stabilizing this ball club for Toronto. Fernandez was playing second base. They've moved him to third. He's better suited there. Grayback is in second. They've taken Canseco out of the outfield. That has helped a great deal. Seiko now the everyday designated hitter, and you know, since the All-Star break, they responded to that. Sean Green is every day in right field, not platooning against left-handed pitching.
Bobby, I think as a manager, if you can put a set 8 out on the field, it helps the ball club if those 8 can halfway play. Everybody knows what they're going to do every day when you come to the ballpark.
Outside and high, so Cone in front of the count to 3-2. Nobody on at first base. Not really a very good situation for Graybeck, because Cone can pretty much throw any pitch he wants to throw here. If he makes a perfect pitch, fine. If he walks him, he'll be facing the 9th place hitter with 2 outs. And it was a fastball way inside, so it's ball 4. Well, we understand now that the umpire signaled, that's Hirschbeck behind home plate, that Graybeck was hit by that pitch.
David wants to throw a fastball inside, and the ball just tails just a little bit. It probably ticked a piece of lint on his shirt. Just got the shirt. You know, in the old days, the guys used to have those big old baggy shirts, and that ball could have gotten him very easy. Now they have the tapered shirts.
So Alex Gonzalez, the 9th place hitter, takes the ball outside. Well, Ron Hunt, he wore a baggy shirt, didn't he? When he would lean over the plate, the shirt would hang out about 7 or 8 inches. Popped him up down the right field line. Now blocking O'Neill, and it's in the stand. O'Neill runs out of room.
That's the tough part in Yankee Stadium here. Very little foul territory, and Paul O'Neill hustling hard. And you've got to run hard to the line, but there comes a time, Bobby, when you've got to pull up, because if you don't, you're going to be right in somebody's lap in about the 3rd row.
And even though those sides of the stadium have some padding there, it is still very hard if you run into them. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Now it's 1-2 on Gonzalez. Now Girardi probably going out to tell Cone that we've got Graybeck on at first. Don't let him steal a run with 2 outs.
Well, they're thinking about, and that's why Joe Girardi's so smart. The professor, don't let him pull the 1st and 3rd, leave early, and you balk and get a run in.
Graybeck holds. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cone gives up a double and a single. Nobody out, and he gets out of it. 1-1 here at the stadium.
What you want is a minivan at a great price. What you need is Ford's factory-authorized clearance going on now at your Tri-State Quality Ford store. Because now you can get Lowe's 0-9 financing on Ford Windstar with its 5-star crash test rating. What you want is Windstar's comfort and convenience. What you need is Lowe's 0-9 financing for up to 48 months or $1,500 cash back. What you want is a great selection to choose from. And what you need is to hurry. Ford's factory-authorized clearance ends soon. Visit your Tri-State Quality Ford store now.
99 cents for 5 nuggets.
99 cents.
Did you know Wendy's 5-piece chicken nuggets are just 99 cents every day?
Excuse me?
This price is every day?
That's right.
Dave is proud to present 5 crispy chicken nuggets for 99 cents every day.
99 cents is not going to change?
This is not like for a week.
I don't know what to say.
That's a good nugget.
It's quite possibly the best deal in chicken.
It's worth crossing the road for.
Your local Wendy's has a special ticket offer for the Radio City Christmas Spectacular starring the Rockettes, November 5th through January 3rd.
When we open in a new city, our goal is to introduce value in men's clothing, which is a lot different than selling cheap clothing. A value is when you can buy the same high-quality garments that others are selling, but for 20 to 30% less, along with the type of service that makes you feel really important. After all, to us, you are. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
The Men's Warehouse, now at Madison and 46th, Paramus, Stamford, and Trumbull.
Well, let's check the Ford upcoming schedule. And the Red Sox come to town Monday and Tuesday for a brief 2-game series brought to you by MSG. All games starting at 7:30. Then the Yankees will travel down to Tampa to take on the Devil Rays. Wednesday and Thursday, both games starting at 7 o'clock on MSG. And in our last telecast of 1998 at Camden Yards, as the Yankees take on Baltimore starting at 7:30 right here on the WB11. We hope that you will join us next Friday from Baltimore. Posada, the designated hitter, leading off here in the second inning. Posada, Lowell, and Leday, the scheduled 3 for New York. Joe has a chance to designate DH Posada with another catcher on the bench, but when he was running with only 2 catchers most of the year, it's pretty hard to put Posada in the designated hitter slot. But now with that roster expanding to 40 men, frees him up to do that. That'll be out of play. It'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes to Posada.
Did you ever play for managers that lived for the 1st of September where they could get their 40-man roster, have them all called up, and then you just go into those pinch hit, pinch run, pinch bunt?
Oh, absolutely. And most of the teams that I played for, that's all they did in September. That's all we had to do. Posada striking out, leading off here in the second.
Kelvin Escobar just freezes Jorge Posada. Watch the fastball inside. That's a Greg Maddux fastball. Ball starts in and then tails back over the inside corner, and the batter jumps out of the way, as you saw Posada did right there, and the ball tails back just enough to nick the inside corner.
So Mike Lowell making his debut, 24 years old, and he is rising fast to this Yankee organization. He is one of 6 players called up from AAA Columbus last Tuesday when the rosters did expand. Yankees 20th round selection in the 1995 free agent draft. That's up high, and it's ball 2. But boy, he put on a pretty good show down in Columbus, batting over 300 with 26 home runs, and he lacked only 1 RBI to make 100. 99 RBIs.
And you have to understand too that they're only playing 144 games.
Good pitch by Escobar on the outside corner. Now it's 2-1.
So when you get 100 RBIs or 30-some home runs, and you're playing about 18-20 games less, because down there also on the farm, if you get a rain out, sometimes they aren't made up.
That's off the end of the bat into center field. It's a base hit. It becomes a line drive in the papers tomorrow, and it's his first major league hit in his first at bat. So they'll throw the ball out, and they'll keep it for him as a souvenir and something to talk about some years to come.
You got that right.
And I imagine when Mike Lowell, that's Dean Monahan, will take the ball, I imagine when he starts telling his grandchildren, well, yeah, my first hit in the major leagues, it was a line shot of a guy who was throwing 100+ miles an hour.
And Kelvin Escobar just came inside and broke his bat, but I'm sure Mike Lowell will take a broken bat for your first major league hit, guaranteed.
And Ricky Leday steps in high and fairly deep into right field. I'm not sure it's deep enough. On the warning track, Ricky Leday missed a 2-run home run by an inch. Well, you got to be excited, TJ, if you're a Yankee fan and you are seeing what the Yankees are bringing up out of their minor league.
Bobby, it's gratifying to see these young guys, the Ledays, the Lowells, the Spencers, the Jerzenbecks, the Bradleys. Ricky Leday just missed hitting that ball into the upper deck. See him right there. He thought, oh, just a little bit. It just hit the ball solid, but got it right straight up in the air.
Scott Brocious now will step in, batting 8th today and playing first base. Not to mention what the Yankees have done, bringing up, developing guys like Bernie Williams, Andy Pettit, and how about Derek Jeter? Mariano Rivera. Of course, the Yankees have spent a whole lot of money trying to develop their farm system. Not only that, but using a lot of intelligence down there in who they select and why they select and when they make trades now, and getting some young players in return.
I think the big thing too is you have guys now, when they're signed by the Yankees, they look forward to going through the system because they've got a chance to move up. They see a Bradley coming up through the system real fast, and now there's a they're talking Tommy Craig, the Blue Jay trainers out there with Tim Johnson along with John Hirschbeck. The 2 pitches that he threw to Brocious were about 8 feet high, and they're concerned. They're looking at a hand. It looks like maybe a blister or a broken fingernail or something.
Well, as we take a look at that possible injury there, we want to take another look at this pitch to Brocious.
Something was desperately wrong, because those 2 pitches there, Bobby, were not even close.
Well, with that injury, as they take a look at Kelvim Escobar, we want to wish a speedy recovery to our camera operator, Mike Masseri, who's recovering from arm surgery himself. So we want to wish him get well soon. And we need Mike back on the camera in a hurry. I think he had some bicep surgery where his bicep actually was detached from the arm and had to have that reattached. Kind of like Dean Palmer when Palmer tore his bicep away from the bone.
Right.
Well, like Mike Masseri, he's up and about ready to go, and I guess Escobar's going to stay in the game. He keeps flexing that hand like maybe he's got some numbness in there, or he lost some feeling, but I can't imagine they'd leave him in the game if that was true.
I can't believe that either. They weren't looking at the elbow or the forearm. They were looking at the hand, and obviously they felt that it was not bad enough.
Well, that pitch is way up out of the strike zone again, and it's 3-0 on Brocious with 2 outs.
I think if he throws another one, Tim Johnson's got to be concerned, and you may see somebody up throwing because they can't let him out there and throw and take chances of injuring himself.
High and inside, ball 4. So Escobar didn't even come close to throwing a strike to Brocious. And now they're going to have a meeting on the mound, and that's Delgado, the captain of this ball club, out there to talk to Escobar. It is a deeply important game for Toronto. They're in the wild card chase, but it's not that important to ruin a 22-year-old arm. But of course, we don't know what the injury is either. Obviously, Johnson, Melqueen, and their staff knows exactly what they want to do. They do have activity now in their bullpen. And Joe Girardi takes a call strike. And Joe's probably saying, well, yeah, sure, I step in here, and then he starts throwing strikes now.
Starts throwing strikes with his curveball.
Yeah, with his curveball. He checked his swing, they appeal, and the appeal is denied. Well, the starting job opened up when they traded Guzman. And Escobar just moved right into that starting role out of the bullpen. And he's been their best pitcher since Roger Clement. I mean, besides Roger Clement.
John Cerruti, the Blue Jay color analyst, said, Tommy, this guy may throw the ball as hard or harder than the Rocket.
Down low again, and that will leave the count up at 2-2. Well, Escobar's numbers in the last 3 starts, he's 3-0 with a .72 earned run average. Check that out. And averaging 8 1/3 innings pitched.
Well, in his 7 starts up here, he's only given up 11 runs. That tells you how well he's pitched in the big leagues.
That's hit hard. But Gonzalez is there. They'll force the runner at second, so the Yankees will leave a couple of men on. We'll see if Escobar comes back out into third. 1-1 tie.
Introducing a sports sedan that sets a new standard of performance and a touring sedan that sets a new standard of luxury. Here they are. Introducing the new TL with the satellite-linked navigation system from Acura.
Strike 3. That's a K for Rabu. Strike 3. Swing and a miss. Hang another K. Strike 3. Another hit K. He's out of there. Another K. Another K. He's a K. He's the king of the K tonight.
I don't want to be the K anymore.
History-making moments happen at Madison Square Garden. Now you can own unforgettable Garden memories, from the fight of the century to the '73 Knicks championship, and the newest sensation, the Liberty. Limited editions to collect and treasure. Of course, they're authentic. They're Garden guaranteed. The Madison Square Garden Collection. Garden memories you can own forever. Call 201-784-9600 for more information.
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you by the Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages, life listed alphabetically. Well, in between innings, when Escobar got into the dugout, they continued to check that right hand and possibly the fingers. That's Chris Carpenter, who pitched a terrific game for Toronto yesterday. The guy that got the hair around his chin, and he appears to be all right, even though activity continues in the Blue Jay bullpen. We'll have to see what happens in the third, but Shannon Stewart leads it off. He's the guy with the home run leading off in the first inning against Cone. So Stewart now with 10 home runs and 48 RBIs. Yankees won and the Blue Jays won. Final game of this 4-game series today, so the Yankees and the Blue Jays are through playing each other for 1998. The Blue Jays on 11-day road trip. They will take them to 4 cities. They take off to Jacobs Field after today's game. And the Yankees will stay here and wait for the guys from Beantown, Boston, to come in.
That little race is getting close again. The wild card race in the American League East.
Sidearm breaking ball way outside.
And Texas is what, 4.5 out? I believe they're 4.5, and Blue Jays are 4.
Cone just missing on that pitch, and it's 2-2. Well, let's just take a look at the wild card, and we'll bring you up to date. Texas 4.5, Baltimore 8.5. There's 5 games in the loss column there for Toronto, though. Lowell with his first chance at third, and it's perfect. Going out to Speedy Stewart. So I would say Mike Lowell is pretty good. He's fielding 1,000 and batting 1,000.
I think they found Shannon Stewart doesn't like the little wrinkle, doesn't like the curveball. They just gave him an assortment of those, and he just swung weakly and hit a ground ball. Mike Lowell made a good play going off to his left.
Lowell playing third. Brocious at first today with Tino Martinez out and sick. That's Sean Green. Flashing a single into center field. Nothing wrong with David Cone. His health has been tremendous all year long. And that was one of the concerns of the Yankees when this season started was how healthy David Cone was going to be. And he tried to cut down his pitches in between in his starts. And Joe Torre, who is not up to 100% today, he's feeling the flu effects. Canseco now will step in. He struck out back in the first inning. High and into left field. About a half a row into the stands. Good effort by Leday.
Bobby, Ricky Leday running kind of like the last inning. You saw Paul O'Neill. Just that short space in foul territory. You're going hard, and if you go any harder, you'd be, like I said, about 3 rows back in there.
Well, Leday took a beverage away from somebody down that left field line.
Hope he didn't drink it.
Just high a bit. That leaves the count up at 1-1. Well, he took a piece of the wall with him. I suspect that Leday is playing with those spikes on. You don't see many steel spikes anymore from players. They always play with those rubber spikes and the traction on their shoes. Jose Canseco giving a hard, long look to the outside part of the plate. It's 2-2. Like, couldn't believe this was a strike.
Pretty good pitch right there, actually. It was about the same place that Escobar struck out Jorge Posada. But Cone was really lucky on that ball that Ricky Leday went into the stands. That was a hanging breaking ball that Canseco got jammed on.
You can't lose focus, though, as that ball lies over towards the third base side. You can't lose focus of the speed on this Toronto Blue Jay club. They've got 171 stolen bases on the year. That leads the American League. Sean Green with 33. He's got speed, so you got to keep him close, even though you're concentrating a lot on Canseco. That will be swung on and missed. It goes all the way back to the backstop. So a break for the Blue Jays. Canseco strikes out and the ball gets away from Girardi. So now 2 men are on.
Girardi moving outside, and that ball was a fastball inside. I think Joe was expecting something else.
Like he missed it.
He was looking outside, Bobby, and the ball went up and in.
Well, they're going to say that.
Well, yeah, because there was a runner on first base.
First base.
The runner can take off, but Canseco's out.
Well, that's Canseco's second strikeout of this game, and now he's up to 142 on the year. John Green will stay at second. And Carlos Delgado will step in. Delgado also struck out his first time up. That's 5 strikeouts now for Cone. Well, we've got a little bit of a cat and mouse game now. Cone had stepped away from the pitcher's mound, and then when Cone got ready, Delgado stepped out.
Well, David couldn't get the signs right with Joe Girardi and took a long time, and then when he was ready, Delgado just said, "Oh, I've had too much," and David promptly throws one in at his back big toe.
Not a whole lot of good blood between Toronto and the Yankees. There has been some throwing incidents between these two ball clubs starting in spring training. And of course, I'm sure you heard what happened here on Friday night. When Roger Clemens plunked Brocious, we had a big fight, and Derek Jeter darn near snuck in behind Green. Clemens throwing at Brocious after giving up 3 runs and a few base hits. And there's a rocket there. He's got his hand bandaged. He also caught a couple of balls that were hit back to him barehanded. The hand is bandaged. They have taken x-rays on his hand. They are negative, but he's got some contusions and bruises there. That's 2-1. But the following guy that when the Blue Jays came to bat, Hideki Arabu decided that he would lose his control, and he plunked Shannon Stewart. And then from that point on, everybody decided to say hello to each other on both ball clubs. Another swing and a miss. Now it's 2-2.
Well, David Cone, it's been just, other than the first pitch to Shannon Stewart, the first batter, been pitching just outstanding. Splitter away. We'll see if he stays outside with maybe a backdoor breaking ball. Now he stepped back off again.
Well, Delgado's definitely going to step out when he gets ready. Is he or isn't he? Maybe not this time. Well, Girardi and Cone cannot get together on the signs. They go through a multiple number of signs with the guy down at second base just to throw him off. And there's so many now, TJ, that they can't get together on them.
Well, see, that's what happens when you've got a lot of pitches. When you're just a 2-pitch pitcher like I was, really, if the guy gave you a sign and you didn't want it, you'd shake it off, and it was the other pitch.
Easy for you and Ryan Duran, right?
Yeah.
Just missing inside. Now it's ball 3. Hirschback is the guy behind home plate today. Now that's way outside, ball 4, and it'll be up to Jose Cruz Jr.
David, almost when he didn't make that pitch on the 2-2 of the inside fastball, it looked like he said, okay, I'm going to throw a fastball up there. If he swings at a bad pitch, he swings at it. I'm going to start all over with Cruz Jr.
Well, Cruz Jr. doubled down the right field line his last time up. He did that on a breaking ball. It was breaking in on him. Now he has fallen behind 2-0. The Yankees won and the Blue Jays won. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Cruz is one of 2 switch hitters in this lineup for the Blue Jays. Now he's fallen behind 3-0. Cone likes to pitch quickly, and in that at bat against Delgado, he got off his rhythm a little bit, it looked like, and it kind of upset him, it seemed.
Pitchers get into,
now he's getting the sign and he's ready to throw the ball towards home plate.
They get into a rhythm and they pitch best that way.
The runners go and the pitch is up high, ball 4. So Cone just missing again. Now when he is missing, it's just barely up or just barely outside or inside at this particular time. So now the bases are loaded for Toronto.
David not real happy with himself right there. Walked the bases loaded now. Sean Green base hit, then 2 walks to Delgado and Cruz. Now you got the Yankee killer, Tony Fernandez.
He singled into right field his last time up. That's a split finger in there for a strike. Fernandez now in the last 2 days, he's 5 for 9 off of Yankee pitching. That's the reason that Joe Torre was mentioning before the game during batting practice. Why don't you take a day off, Tony? It's a break.
You know, he has a unique batting style. Not so much his stance, but how he holds the bat. He's got a little split grip between his right and left hand.
Finds the inside corner this time. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Fernandez.
I've seen a couple guys, one, Billy Williams, hit with a little split grip like that. See his hands split about an inch or so apart.
That's in on the hands and fouled out of play. All hitting instructors will teach their hitters to try to hold that bat as lightly as they can in their fingertips, and that's what Fernandez does. And bases are loaded for him on a 1 ball, 2 strike count with 2 men out. A lot of times guys will split their grip when they want to pull the ball. A laboring inning for David Cohn. And it's early in the game. He's thrown an awful lot of pitches already here in the top of the 3rd. And he's looking for that one pitch to get him out of this jam. And there it is. Catching the inside corner this time. Fernandez is gone. The Blue Jays will leave the bases loaded. Yankees coming up here at the bottom of the 3rd. We're all tied at 1.
If you like the body language, you're going to love this translation. A luxury sedan at a very approachable price. Toyota Avalon.
Attention passengers. Our bingo tournament is starting in 5 minutes on the captain's deck. Also on the deck, today's craft is pipe cleaner on
At Uniroyal, in order to make a point about our new nail guard tires, we added a few to our test track. Nail guard tires, designed to seal 90% of tread punctures, instantly and permanently, only from Uniroyal.
You've got to keep reminding yourself, you're 50 now. You've got a lot of dreams you're still chasing, and too few dollars to catch them. But to help make up for lost time, you've got the investment answers you need at Chase Investment Services Corp. Advice you can trust right there in your branch. You've got financial consultants who know it's not too late to get started. You've got Chase. The right relationship is everything.